Hello and welcome back to Jack Knives Reviews. I'm of course your host, Jack Knives, and welcome back to Jack-O-Ween. In our last dip into the realm of the new horror, let's not have frowny faces. Let's instead go forward with Smile. Psychiatrist Dr. Rose Cotter talks to a frantic patient who claims she's being stalked by a curse that takes the form of a horrifying smile on other people. During this same session with this patient, she suddenly starts having a twisted smile and ends her life in front of Rose. Now the same curse is following Rose, and the key may be facing her own past trauma. This movie was a surprise. I saw the trailer and I thought, oh, well, this could be a pretty cool movie. But I also didn't have a huge matter of expectations for it. In fact, I never got to see it in theaters. It felt like it was only in theaters for a little while. But I waited for it to come out on VOD, and then I eventually did watch it, and wow, was I surprised with how good it was. A movie like this where we need to be focused on what's going on, and we're just as confused as the main character, that main character needs to keep our attention in the same way that we need to know what's going on just as much as she does. And when you do a movie like that, you need an actor who can portray that in a way that doesn't feel forced. And Sosie Bacon, who plays the main character, does that fantastically. She draws you in with her vulnerability and yet stoic sensibilities to try to keep a semblance of normal in this crazy weirdness that's happening to her. I also love that the curse comes as a smile, because I'm a firm believer that if someone smiles at you in a specific way, they can really just come off as extremely threatening. They're smiling. Smile itself is an act of happiness, and yet it could come off as extremely threatening. And this movie plays off of that so well. Feeling of, is this a threat? Should I be afraid? What is this? And it felt like it took the concept of the movie It Follows, where it's an unseen force constantly perpetually chasing our main lead. But here it one-ups the ante, because unlike It Follows, we do get to see an amalgamation of what the curse is. And it's extremely satisfying because the visuals and practicality of the special effects make it a visual spectacle. I won't go any further than that. But it also touches on the concept of accepting your trauma for what it was, and understanding that your trauma does not dictate who you are. Your choices dictate who you are. And obviously, this sort of trope has almost become a recurring thing ever since Babadook came out. But it doesn't do it to the point where it's overplayed and over-preachy. It does it in a way that's, well, engaging. And that's what you have to do. Also, I just gotta say, the viral marketing for this movie was fantastic. Hiring actors just doing creepy faces at the camera at different events, like a news event or a baseball game, just sitting in the crowd looking at the camera. Fantastic, fantastic viral marketing. It's definitely worth your time. If you haven't seen it, definitely give it a chance. Come back next time for our final journey into this year's Jack-O-Ween.